be quite honest with you. I'm looking at cases from other states. When I say that, there was a case in California and said that he wouldn't be in the next day because he just blew his wife's brains out, and they gave him a bond. So I don't, other states give bonds on worse cases in terms of formulating something that will assure his appearance. So I think that he should be. Do I think the deposition of Boutros will be truthful? Yes, I believe that it will be. I've known several state attorneys to be above board and truthful in all aspects of knowing them, and I think that she is certainly one of them that I would put in that category. Yeah, it was a relatively low bond for the judge in California. It wasn't that low. I think it was $1 million, to be honest with you. So I didn't think it was that low. Let's see. How many new lawyers are on the case? I think it's just Jamie Benjamin who took over the case. I think he's the only new lawyer. I think Stuart Adelson is still on the case, who's an excellent lawyer as well. Let me see here. Jamel doesn't have a phone call or visitation. That's true. I think that they've brought that up several times. But it's sometimes it's better on these cases where they don't have a phone because they're listening to everything that someone says. And sometimes these people, when you're having a conversation with a mom or a brother or something, you might say something that they might feel is incriminating. So it's almost better not to have phone privileges. It's funny because sometimes they give you phone privileges back, and when they realize you're not talking about anything of substance, they take it back away. That's the games that they play. I think a jury of 12 would convict. Phone evidence is the hardest to get around. I don't know about that. I think I had a very solid defense to the phone evidence. Again, we'll see how this defense does at trial. I think that his new counsel is a very, very seasoned, smart guy. He's one of when you have a group of maybe 5 or 10 OGs in Fort Lauderdale. Jamie Benjamin is one of the OGs. He's a good dude. Do I think the new trial won't happen this year? I don't. I think that it will. I think that they're going to start picking a jury October 9th. That's what I think. I don't think the defense is going to want to delay in his trial, but I'm not his defense attorney. But I think that they're going to push this forward. They're not going to take a defense continuance. I think that they know there's substantial issues here. And if anything, this would be a state charged continuance if it would be a continuance, but we'll see. I don't think that it's going to be a continuance. What do I think about the Miami-Dade officer who threatened to kill the guy and drove off in the truck? Actually, they came to my office today, and we just signed up. We just signed him up to investigate and see exactly what's going on with the officer who pulled a gun on him and threatened to kill him. So we'll know more. We will know more about that in the next couple weeks. Can it affect YNW Bortland's case? It could. It could affect his case, depending on what the judge says. In this case, again, he's not as prejudiced because he has this information now that he can use at trial. But certainly there is some prejudice there. But I think that it would more affect Melly's case than it would Bortland's case. I don't think it's going to be delayed, but you never know. Like I said, if it's delayed, it would be because of the state, not because of the defense. Do I think the state will try to attempt to split up? I don't know what the YNW group is, so I don't know if that I don't know how to answer that. Yes. People who get locked up, it's always a shame that, when they can't see their family by Zoom or by phone call, that's just a way to get a plea out of someone or to try and put them in a position where they say something on the phone that isn't in their best interest. I don't know everything about Bortland's case, but I think if Melly's case is a stretch, I think Bortland's case is a larger stretch. So that's kind of everything that's going on this case. I think it's, like I said, I think it's super interesting. I think it's going to be there's going to be a lot going on. I know there's a motion tomorrow. I think that they have. Let me see. File a notice. This is the Brady notice that was filed was on September 23rd, but I think they're going to have to amend this. It's not really a Brady motion that really says what's going on within the motion that they filed, the motion to dismiss. But the Brady motion that was filed on September 23rd from the state attorney's office essentially says that also present was Robert Trackman, who was at the time Jamie King's counsel, and BSO Sergeant Jason Hendrick, who I happen to know Jason as well, who's a good dude. During the statement, Sergeant Hendrick left the room. Shortly thereafter the statement, while no BSO deputy was present, Detective Moretti executed a search warrant on Demon King's phone. Detective Moretti seized said phone. Miss King and Mr. Trackman then left the room. Shortly thereafter, BSO Deputy Adam Gorell arrived at the conference room, and according to the state attorney who was present, it was at this time that Detective Mark Moretti stated to BSO Deputy Gorell in front of the assistant state attorney that Deputy Gorell should say that Deputy Gorell was present when Detective Moretti executed the search warrant seizing Miss King's phone. According to the information from the ASA that was present, Deputy Gorell nor any other BSO deputy was not present in the conference room. The undersigned, meaning Miss Bradley, spoke to Detective Moretti in regards to this incident, and Detective Moretti said he asked Deputy Gorell if Deputy Gorell was there when the phone was seized. Deputy Gorell responded something to the effect of, "I can be if you needed me to be." So this is either Detective Moretti was lying about that Detective Moretti asked him to be there, or Deputy Gorell was lying when he responded something to the effect of, "I can be if you needed me to be," which both are not good. So that is in the motion that was filed. I'm sorry, the Brady notice that was filed from the state on September 23rd. And then there was a defense motion in limine that was filed as well today, a couple hours ago. And that motion in limine for Mr. Demons states that that the defense believes that a state will argue and attempt to present witnesses that there was an agreement between Jamel and Anthony Williams to split or share all of the money Mr. Demons made through his musical pursuits. It's just like they're just trying anything at this point. So they know they have no motive. So essentially this motion in limine is saying like they're just coming up with anything they can to show motive of why Mr. Demons would kill his two best friends that were with him since he was little and grew up with him. So the issue now is that the state is trying anything they can. They know there's no motive here, and they know that motive is not a element to the crime, but they're trying anything they can to present that motive. There's several motions to suppress that are filed, and we will discuss those going forward because those are really, really interesting, these motions to suppress. I love this motion to dismiss because I think it goes kind of it kind of airs out the laundry that's been going on. And let me see here. I think there's a a court date tomorrow for, let's see. It's just a calendar call for tomorrow. And that is at 9 a.m. In front of Judge Murphy. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on tomorrow, because there's a lot of motions that have been filed that were never filed prior to this. A lot of motions in limine that were filed. And like I said, I really think that this defense team led by Mr. Benjamin, Jamie Benjamin, is really now digging in and filing the motions that probably should have been filed originally. A lot of motions to suppress statements, a lot of motions to in limine on social media, and I think it will change the landscape of this case significantly. So, like I said, doing a nice job. I think that these motions are super interesting. There's a couple people that asked me some questions. What happens if it's another mistrial? I think they're going to retry it. You think any lawsuits could be going to the state if found innocent? No, they have statutory immunity, so I don't think that's going to happen. So that's all that's going on today. I will go have a Instagram live tomorrow to talk more about these motions to suppress and also about this calendar call tomorrow.